Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Paul Max C, and I do have Frankenstein's Monster from Data Age. Possibly, as many of you have said, this and Bermuda Triangle, probably the only two playable games from Data Age. Well, actually, I kind of have a thing for Encounter and with L5 and what's that other one? Warpluck. I mean, those are like basic shooters. My cartridge is in I'd say poor condition. Not poor, just fair condition. At least I got the label. And this is more rare, so it's always like something you're proud of owning. And I do like the game. I've always meant to. Oops, doesn't always work, right? There we go. Nice colors here. Nice premise, Frankenstein's monster. The reason I didn't review this before, even though my friend Steve Markle, our friend Steve Markle asked me to do it, I didn't. I knew that I wouldn't get very far. Wow, that's intimidating. Lightning. I knew I wouldn't get very far, and you wouldn't really get to see what's going on completely. But I'll just do this review, and there'll probably be like a part 2 or 3 or even 4 some other time. Besides, you don't want to have the whole game ruined for you, right? I guess the review should not be ruining surprises. A review should just give you an idea what's going on. Well, basically, it's a little bit like Pitfall. You're this little man down here, and I think you have to collect parts of Frankenstein, or maybe collect parts of something, disable like a machine so he doesn't become alive. I should probably read these directions to give you a better review, but I just know that you have to traverse down and get through these almost like Pitfall-like challenges. You get this item, whatever it is. It has something to do with either letting Frankenstein become alive or keeping him from coming alive. I should have read that. So I got the item, and you got to go all the way back, I'm sorry to tell you. And you're just dealing with... Oh. You can take a couple hits before you die. And I'm trying to deal with the spider. It's important I talk right now because you're not going to really see a whole lot unless I played the whole game, and then you'd probably be like, whoa, I gotta have it. But, you know, it's a game where you have to go through a lot of parts to get the final deal. Okay? Oh. After you get that part and go back up in your Frankenstein, you gotta go through this tough screen. And unfortunately, it kind of reminds me of some of the mini games from Threshold. But don't get me wrong, and I think you're trying to build these posts near Frankenstein. There we go. I kind of built up a little wall. I think you're under a timer. And Frankenstein is slowly becoming alive. And I might be wrong, but I think we're trying to build like a cage or something around him. If we don't accomplish this task in time, Frankenstein becomes alive. And what separates this game from... There's a lot of typical Atari stuff going on here that you may think you're had enough of. We're like, oh, I just jumped in the water. And I gotta start back on that. So it can be a frustrating game. Basically, Frankenstein is a good game because of the challenge and wondering what happens when you do everything, because I'm not going to tell you because I don't even know. And you're doing some pretty generic jumping and video gaming stuff that you may have not been too impressed with, but the idea that it's Frankenstein and you got him up there with that lightning. See, I entered another one of these phases, and you got to touch that wall, that thing next to Frankenstein. There we go. See, I made it a bigger piece. And I'm not going to go on and do this whole game in front of you guys. But I myself want to beat it. I do know that when you lose your last life, you can take a few hits for each life. But when you take enough hits, you've lost that man. Otherwise, he's just kind of stunned by the spiders. But too much of that and you'll die. And when you die, you see Frankenstein like come to life in an Atari 2600 kind of way. and comes charging at you. And that is, you gotta remember this data age. And I told you before, data age is kind of like the simple needs people of video games. And I'm kind of simple needs too, so don't, or special needs, so I'm not trying to bag on special needs, but you know, you gotta give data age credit for at least doing something different. Because much like me, I'm a functioning special needs person. That's what I am. And it's almost like data age was the functioning special needs person of video game makers. You kind of know what you're getting into with data age. You don't judge data age games on the same level you judge Activision. You're just grateful if the game is not broken from the start. Let's see if I can get another level here. Luckily, this platform I'm jumping on is a lot easier than some of those other platforms I had to jump on. Just watch out for those descending spiders. There we go, I'm finally getting a rhythm. So, you know, it is very much kind of a pitfall-like precision jumping game. And that's not so bad. I mean, so is Mario. Oh, look at this. So there's a variety in that second stage. I don't think anyone probably enjoys that second stage. It reminds you too much of Sword Quest, but it's got to be done. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut this review off, but I'll keep playing and see if I can go farther and beat it. Maybe I'll rejoin. Alright, well I do like Frankenstein's Monster. I knew you wouldn't get a good idea of how good the game is just watching my review. That's why I didn't do it before. But there you go. Too bad I have no jokes on this one. I'll see you guys next time.